Okay, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm Calvin and today we're back to our politics topic. So in our last topic, we already talked about the local public, which is talking about the local government, which government is staying on or inside another government. So in our last topic, we already talked about the national government and the local government, also about how they work. So today we are going on to a second topic that has the same type or the same information as the last topic about the national government and the local government. So today we are going to talk about federal politics. Okay, so for someone who don't know, what is federal politics? So federal is where the words used to mean some country like France and America. So that's the country which being made of the independent state gathered together and then become a country. So as you can see, in the first time of they exist, America have 13 independent states, and that's why they are federal. And right now they have 52 states. And of course, those states are still independent on each other. They work like a whole country. And that's why we are going to call it the federal politics. So you guys have an example now. The America or the USA is the federal politics or the federal republic. So what is the word of the republic? So the republic means that even though the federals is a country made from different states and those states are independent, still that country still have a leader, which means that like the president, like Donald Trump or like Joe Biden. So which means that country, even though they have like the independent government of each state and they work like they are one country themselves, not work with each other to create a country, but they work along themselves. Still, they still have, still they would have, and they have a president to lead all of the state government into the nation government rules, which means that as the way I talked in our last week, the international government will going to make rules on the local government. And the things, and that thing is the same in the federal politics. Okay, so that's why we are calling USA as the Federal Republic. And now let's talk a little bit more detail. Today our topic will going to talk about the detail of the Federal Republic. And as an example, I will going to tell you guys the system of this type of politics society. Okay, so let's talk about the levels of the government in a federal politics, or you could say the federal republic. So the first and the top level is the president. The president, as I say, is the one who leads the national government. And of course, in America, they have 3 sections. Still, the president is the one who representative for those branch. Okay, and the first place is the president. Like he or she will going to make out a laws and sign off the laws and decision made by a central parliament, which means the legislative branch, as I said in the topic about the 3 section politics system. Then after they signed the laws, they then going to send the parliament, send it to the parliament. The parliament is made up of representative choose after nationwide election. I mean, like they are not send it to a parliament. The parliament send it to the president. In different way. So the parliament is the second one. The parliament and judicial branch, or you could say the Supreme Court, is just below, okay, just below the president. So even though they are 3 section branch politics system, but if we talk about it with exactly level, the president still have one step ahead from the the other branch. Okay, then let's come to the lower levels. The next thing is the leader of the parliament. This individual should be higher, the level higher than the parliament itself, because they are the leader of it. But still, counted as an individual, so we couldn't say an individuals being better and have a higher level than such a society. So in this case, which means that the parliament cannot be changed, but the leader of it could be changed by time by the election. So the leader of the parliament will have the lower levels than the parliament itself. Okay, now let's talk to an examples of the leader of the parliament. The parliament will be led by a prime minister in the country, and who leads the party with the most seats in parliament will be counted as a prime minister. Okay, and let's talk about some real example here. Jawaharlal Nehru was India's first and longest serving prime minister. Okay, now let's talk to the state. The state have their own government made up from the representative chosen in the state election, which means that every state have their own election to choose out the leader for the state. And after that, when the national election begins to choose the president, those leaders of the state will go in to sign to join in to take chance to become the president like Donald Trump does. But there is something is a little bit different, that unlike Donald Trump, the state, okay, the state leader have to go through a lot of compete to win each other and take their chance to go to be a president. But Donald Trump, who was a politician, have the right to get straight into the way they use, into the way that his group, his society used to take the president place. Okay, so Donald Trump, the real example, Donald Trump have the power to get the chance to be a president faster than the others, and also which means that he don't have to make out competition. Okay, I don't know if I understand it right or not, but yeah, that's at least what I know until now by the information that I've got. But let's forget about it, let's keep going. Okay, so the state government will collect tax and make law just inside the state area, and most states divide into smaller sections called districts, and many of which have their own government too, which means that inside the state government there are some smaller government named district, and those districts is some other type of government that work below the control of the state government, but still they are one individual group. They are not just as same as the state government, but they are lower and they work by themselves again. Okay, like let's just be all, they all like the state government, the connection of state government with the national government. Okay, and in the district, within some district, there are even smaller government. Okay, so inside the district they have a lot of place that the district could control, and inside the place, maybe a village, maybe a city, or maybe a countryside, every place like that will have a chance to get another smaller government to control themselves, control itself. Let's take an example like this, like the rural place or the countryside nearby the city, and this place would be ruled by a group called Rampachia, and the city, which means the place have the most people inside it, being governed by the councillors. Okay, So you guys can see, after all, the federal politics have a lot of level of individuals or even government inside it. So after all, the way you get the way you get to the government you want will be different, and also the levels of those government will also be different, but they all have the right to make laws and changing the laws for their citizens as long as they're not breaking the rules of the national government. And of course, what the process that I'm saying, including a lot of state, the state government don't break the rules of the national government, the district don't break the rules of the state government, and the government inside the district don't break their rules against the districts too. Okay, so that's just what we need to know about the government style, or you can say the level of government in the federal politics. And of course, this topic is very complicated, it's hard to understand, and also it's a little bit bad because my explanation is not too good itself, so maybe it will cause you guys some confused. But let me talk all of it like this in a better explanation. The federal politics have a lot of level of government, one higher and one lower than the others. And inside that system, the national government is the top one, that being led by the president. After that is the judicial, or you could say the Supreme Court, and then the Parliament. And after the Parliament and Supreme Court, we're going to talk, the more lower is the state government. Inside the state government, we have the district, even lower government from the state government. And inside that district, we have even smaller and lower level than the district government. And because that is too small, and those government have been controlled a small area, so they put the name depend on the place that they are controlled and how they control it. For example, environment government for the countryside, for example, okay? Or you could say politicians. Okay, let's talk about like this. The economic politicians leaders controlling CTB, for example. Okay, so the name is just the economy politicians, and the way they're controlling, the place they're controlling is CTB or CTB. Okay, so that's the better explanation and even shorter than it to know about the federal politics and the federal republic. If you guys have more questions, you guys can come on my channel and ask about it. And also, I'm sorry for the noisy and also the music that we are having here, because like, my family is having dinner and I don't have the right to stop them enjoying their time. So that's all we need to say today. Thank you for listening for my video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.